This is the first thing Prabhupada is saying, that Krishna consciousness is the only means to get out of the clutches of this material world. Only by becoming Krishna conscious, you can become free. And Prabhupada is saying the Mayavad philosophers, many commentators on the Gita, they say, oh, you don't have to surrender or think of Krishna, but you should think or surrender to one who is within Krishna. That means some impersonal Brahman, impersonal Jyoti, that kind of it, right? And very big, influential, respectable personality, they have written on Gita and written such interpretations. So Prabhupada will become very unhappy. Krishna is saying, think of me. It's like, if you go to someone and you say, you think about me or love me, it says, and would you mean that think of something that's within me or things like that? Why should you interpret a direct call for action? Right? It's something like, you tell somebody to do something and then they say, they do something completely opposite. And then they say, ये तो मैं आपके दिल की बात को समझ के करती. One devotee, one disciple of Prabhupada, he said, I want to chant 64 rounds and be in Radha Kund. Be in Radha Kund, chant 64 rounds, no service. Right? So he went to Prabhupada to take blessings. So he went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I want to chant 64 rounds, no more seva, and only be in Radha Kund and chant. Prabhupada said, and don't do all this nonsense. Chant 16 rounds and fully be busy in service. You have not yet come to that level of purification. And he comes out of Prabhupada's room and the devotees ask, so what? What Prabhupada said? Prabhupada gave me permission to chant 64 rounds. And the servant who was by him, he said, Arey, but I heard Prabhupada said, don't do all this nonsense, just 16 rounds. Prabhupada actually understood my heart. He did not want to deviate all the other devotees that they should follow my example. That is why Prabhupada said, scolded me, but heartfully he blessed me to chant 64. तो परमिशन दे देंगे तो आप सब जो मेरे साथ आ जाओ, but आप qualified नहीं हो. And he went to the forest of Vrindavan and started chanting 64 rounds. And all devotees thought, great soul amongst us, 16 rounds we cannot do. He's chanting 64. And they thought he's like a rocket, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And about 10, 15 days, he disappeared. They thought he's gone back to Goloka Vrindavan, chanting intensely. Months after, devotees were at a petrol station and they saw this devotee filling petrol. He left Krishna consciousness. And they asked him, Prabhu, what about japa? He said, I've chanted for life. Right? So Guru is telling you something so directly. Why do you need to interpret and be extra smart? So all these commentators are so-called because Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. No. You should surrender unto something within Krishna. And within Krishna means surrender unto that concept what I'm telling. In the other way, surrender unto my ideology and my idea. So they don't want people to surrender to Krishna by teaching through Gita. They want people to surrender into their mundane theology. The Prabhupada is saying, this is Rashtrada. Why are you interpreting Krishna's words? If you have a message, you write your own book and speak about it. Why you use Krishna as a platform, Gita as a platform to portray your ideology? If you want your ideology portrayed, make your own book, give pravachan on your own book. So Prabhupada would become very unhappy. Why? Because they're deviating all the conditioned living entities from Krishna by giving this form explanation. Right? Yes. Next. Next.
Era Franima the Monik, they also remember Krishna with Just like Patsa, Krishna, he was also thinking of Krishna always, but he thought of Krishna as a banner. He was always in anxiety, wondering when Krishna will come to you. That kind of thinking will not help us. One should be into what Krishna and devotional love. This is Bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuous. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from the Bhagavad from a var by nature. Krishna is a supreme personality at work there, and we have several times explained that this work is immediate, but the donor blissful knowledge. This kind of talk about Krishna will help one become a logo. Understanding Krishna arise from the wrong source with true.
Yes. So the second aspect of thinking is you think of Krishna but not in love. Right? The first kind of thinking is wrong thinking. The second kind of thinking is thinking of Krishna but not in bhakti. But thinking of Krishna in some other mood, just like Kansa. How he was thinking? He was thinking that Krishna is my enemy, dead personified. Was always fearful. Right? So he was always in anxiety thinking about Krishna. So such thinking will not help. Yes.
Should you give a more modern example for this? Like, you've spoken about Kansa. Like, obviously, none of us will feel like Kansa, but like, what could we be feeling?
Okay.
A modern example of
The modern example of it, obviously all of you are devotees. So you will not have that envious aspects. But then you will see so many people who are atheistic. They will say, all this religion and spirituality has spoiled the world and made them irresponsible and not following their duty. So they will use all the logic and reasoning how to kill people's propensity to worship. Right? If God is there in control, He's all loving, why are there so many problems in this world? Why are good people having difficult times? My dear friends, stop getting carried away by conceptions that have been taught to you since your childhood. Wake up, become intelligent, become smart, use your intelligence, and become objective. You have to make the world proper. There is no God, there is no love, there is no control. We have to discipline and make things okay. Right? People will boldly say, these are all envious rascals. They don't want to surrender to Krishna. They are just being in a bhikkhu. Right? So don't surrender to Krishna. So surrender to my ideology, to surrender to me. One person wrote a book during Prabhupada times, and his book's title and content was Don't Follow Any Authority. What is the title? Don't follow any authority. Don't follow any authority. And he wrote a whole book on it. How so many people have got this and that and this. So we should not follow any authority.
why should one follow his book?
Yeah. So Prabhupada brought this book, and given the disciples at family, he's saying don't follow any authority. And the moment Prabhupada got the book, he said, how audacious. He's telling the whole world to not follow authority, but he wants everyone to follow his authority of the book, to not follow authority. So in not following authority, we are following the authority of
The reason.
the reader. वो पूरे दुनिया को फॉलो मत करो पर मुझे फॉलो करो. So this is Kamsa mentality. You want to kill Krishna? You want everyone to worship this Krishna. Right? Then you will find in the world. And the reason why people are not Krishna conscious is because of all these kind of ideologies that have been poisoned in our society. Due to which, if they find time, they will go and do materialistic activities. They don't feel excited to come and learn either. Right? Because the poisoning has been done. In their minds, the poisoning has been done. And there are no intelligent people to speak back, debate, and defeat these ideologies. As devotees, we don't need to beat up the person, but you should beat his ideology. Right? If he says something, you should present the viewpoint and say, okay, what about this? Right? So people in general, they need to be woken up. They are like cattle. They will just follow the masses. They are not so intelligent. As devotees, Krishna Prabhupada is giving us so much of spiritual intelligence so that we can take the sword of knowledge and cut into pieces all the illusory understandings of people. Right? That is important. Yes. And there are many other attitudes. But Krishna says one should always think of him in love. Favorably think of Krishna. Anukulya Sankalpa. But how do you think of Krishna? Prabhupada says if you want to think of Krishna, you should know about Krishna. And how do you know about Krishna? Through a bona fide teacher. Through bona fide teacher. And what will the bona fide teacher speak from? The Shastras. So Prabhupada said, we have so many books that if you study 24 hours a day, still your lifetime will fall short to know about Krishna. So all of us, Prabhupada spent all his time, his precious sleeping hours from 1 to 5 in the morning or 12 to 4 in the morning to write these books. You know why he wrote these books? So that all of us can read about them and develop our loving attitude towards Krishna. So we cannot think of Krishna unless we read and hear about him. Just like, imagine you hear some pastimes, you read about the philosophy. Then when you go and take darshan of the Lord, you have some feeling. Seen that? Right. But if you do not read and hear, then you will think, oh, some personality. Right? So we need to regularly read and hear so that we can think of Krishna. Because Shravanam, whatever you do, Shravan and Manan, that will be the Smara. Shravanam, Mananam, Smara. So when you hear this message, you will see. If you just hear, it will make one impact. But after hearing, you think about, okay, what was said? How does this apply in my life? You do Mananam. This is called contemplation. You can think of a contemporary example. That's a good way of Mananam. Like anything you read here in your book, you think in a modern day, what is an example? So you'll be forced to think what is the principle being said and where do I see the world outside? This is called Mananam. Another aspect of Mananam is how does this apply in my life? And Faranam is how can the society be benefited by these principles? So like that, when you do Mananam, automatically that chewing will produce so much of nectar that now you want to share with someone or it starts ringing in your head. Right? Your consciousness gets soaked with that understanding. Now you go outside, when you go out on the road, you start seeing the world through that understanding. That is called Smarana. And Smarana means man-manā. So to think of Krishna, it will begin with hearing, contemplating, and then Smaranam will come. Right? Otherwise, you will see unless you associate with someone sufficiently, you will not feel thoughts about it. Right? You have to put your consciousness in that association. Right? So that's why Prabhupada said the acharyas have done like homework of writing so many literatures so that we can read them. Right? So all of us definitely should take advantage every day reading Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada said 2 hours, when that would be a difficult recommendation. So at least you begin with 20 minutes, half an hour. You should all become readers. If you want to become leaders, You have to become leaders. Yes, how many of us want to become leaders? No one wants to be leader. We want to because we want to lead the world so that they can be taken off from darkness as compassion. Right? Yeah. So Prabhupada said that's why we need to read. And that's why he spent all this health so that he can give us. Actually, Prabhupada was in the final days, few days before leaving his body, lying like a bag of bones. But Prabhupada was translated. Right? Everything is under Krishna's control. Happen and speak. Right? You have sometimes some tape recordings, you will see video.
Even in the last hours, the dicta from the devotees also.
Prabhupada hardly able to speak, but he has so much compassion he wants to give us. Because if he does not speak about Krishna, how would we be able to think of Krishna? Right? Like that. And these books have been written with love and compassion. It's like, you love someone, so you leave a letter for them so that they will read and wake up to reality. So all these books are like, Krishna's letters and Prabhupada's letters filled with love. He's sending these messages. I may not be there, your grandfather, but my dear grandchildren, I'm leaving you a message. You please read it. Come on. So these books are filled with love. So we should read them, experience the loving affection, and thinking of Krishna will be very easy. Directly thinking of Krishna, very difficult. Through Prabhupada, we can think of Krishna. Right? To become directly Krishna conscious, very difficult. We need a devotee. Through the devotee, thinking of Krishna will be very easy. Otherwise, we go in front of the Lord, after some time, our eyes start paining. Is how long I should see the Lord? ना मैं निनारू भगवान को थक गया, नहीं कुछ और कर. और अगर आप किसी से प्रेम करते हो तो उनको निहारने में थकावट होती है? नहीं होती. तो वो प्रेम कैसे जागृत होगा? By taking help and shelter of Prabhupada. So every day, if you spend reading and hearing from Prabhupada and the spiritual masters, thinking of Krishna will become very spontaneous. Prabhupada is speaking here about how there are hundreds and thousands of temples. So the whole purpose of temples is so that these teachings, what we are reading, can be practically experienced. If, for example, when you go to a temple and you see gorgeous worship of the Lord and Shringar and Arati and decoration, so immediately we start, taking darshan of the Lord, thinking of the Lord. Who's this personality? Any new person will come up. Kaun hai ye? He must be something special. Right? And every day you will see this different Shringar. So you will never feel bored also. Every day you come, oh, today the Lord is decked up in a different way. So like that, the Lord becomes the center of our lives. And then when you go to the temple, what do? Prabhupada said, whenever you go to Krishna, you should carry something. Some flowers, some sweets. Oh, Krishna brought you some lentils, brought you some flowers. Just like you brought to some friend, you carry something. Oh, friend, just like Sudama came to Krishna, he carried chow, poha. So Krishna looks, what's my devotee brought? So when you go and take darshan, Prabhupada said, you carry something. Krishna waits to see, oh, my devotee, what did he pick up the tray to bring for me? If you carry every time apples, Krishna will look for your apples. And if you're given surprise by bringing something as, oh, no apples today? So you get an opportunity to offer service and you pay obeisances, you worship. The Prabhupada said in the temples, you learn how to do Navahida Bhakti. we hear about Krishna, chant about Krishna, offer prayers to Krishna, do pranams to Krishna, Shravanam, Kirtanam. You can do some seva. You can say, oh, it's time for brooming the temple. Can I get a broom? Can I do some fair? Should look forward to doing some seva. Should look forward to merely helping someone. In this way, temples are places where you actually can express your love. Where you can express your love. And after you learn it, when you come home, what do? You practice it. Right? So Prabhupada said that's why thousands of temples have been established. Right? It is said in the Vedic times when some travelers, they came to India from China, from America. It's recorded in the history that literally in every street, every nukkal, he's got it. That's it. Thank you. Right? When the travelers came before all these invasions, they saw in India there are more cows than human beings. Right? So much of wealth. They said there is no beggar in the country. Every corner of a street there is a Gurukula. Same. This, when the invaders wanted to invade here, they sent some men to find out what's up in India. And they found India is so wealthy with spiritual knowledge, with all the resources. They said this is the place we should invade. Because of the Vedic culture, there were temples everywhere. There was Gurukulas everywhere. Everybody was, the main education is how to become a lover of Krishna. And everybody was rejoicing with festivals, ceremonies. Really, if you see the Vedic culture, so many festivals. And every festival has a different charm. Like in Vrindavan, now it's a festival for months. The whole Kartik is festival. Today is Sharad Purnima and Radhakund festival, this festival, Govardhan festival, Indra festival, Radhasmi festival. And when they have festival, it's not for a day. It's for 15 days, it's 10 days. And to celebrate for 10 days, months of preparation. So really, if you see, our spiritual culture is the families are always busy in festive mood. They're doing their work, all the families preparing. Abhi ye aa raha hai, abhi wo aa raha hai. They were kept always busy. And now because that busyness is not there, people have become busy with wrong festivities. Because everybody wants to rejoice. But you don't create a good rejoicing opportunity, they'll all find wrong opportunities around the world. So that is how Prabhupada said this whole culture of Krishna consciousness was introduced by making them. And that's why Prabhupada, when he went to the West, all over the world, in his own time, he started 108 temples. And now ISKCON has more than 1200 temples all over the world. And there's increase. So that if every town and every village has a temple, everyone will get to practice loving God. Otherwise, where do you learn? Which is the college where you learn how to love God? Any college, any place? How to forget God? The whole world is there. Right? How to become God? More training is there. But how to be a servant of God and how to do man-manā, bhava, mad-bhakto, that essence was the culture of our Vedic school. Right? So the purpose, Prabhupada's hard work is to revive that culture locally, as a samaj, and globally. That is the purpose. Right? Yes, read the last two paragraphs. Divyan, read. This marks the conclusion. So Prabhupada is saying that we don't pursue Brahmajyoti, which is the effulgence of the Lord, or the Paramatma feature, but we directly approach Krishna, Bhagavan, direct person. Right? We directly approach the Supreme Lord, and we don't worship any other demigods. no other devatas. We go to only Krishna. It is said worshipping the devatas is like, if you want to cross the Bhava Sagar, the ocean, you take help of the dog's tail. Imagine there's a dog and you take the help of the tail of the dog. Will you be able to swim across the ocean? The dog will also suffer, you will also suffer. So worshipping the devatas, the Shastra says, you're only wasting your time. Right? They're not going to be able to give you the opportunity to get out of this world. They can only help you make some amenities while being in this world. So Prabhupada says one should not waste his time. Right? He should only focus his efforts on Krishna. Right? And worshipping Krishna, there could be some difficulties. Last time we spoke about it. Whatever difficulties are there, no problem. Because Krishna is standing by his devotee. Very soon he will bring the devotee back. Bharat Maharaj, Achamila, all of us. We may have some difficulties, but you see Krishna brings us back. Even if we go into some material realm, we really don't enjoy so much. We'll come back. One who has tasted the nectar of Krishna consciousness, for him in this world, nothing will be tasty. Right? We may go to the moon, or we may go to the most promised places for enjoyment, but we will only feel hollow. Because you cannot enjoy matter. We are spirit. Matter cannot make us happy. You can only be promised of happiness, but you cannot experience happiness. Can we bite a bamboo and feel a happiness? Instead of a sugar cane, you take a bamboo. Bas or sugar cane, maybe the primary bas, and you chew the bas. What will happen? Blood will start coming from the teeth. You won't get sweetness. So the material world, with all its material arrangements, is like that. So much of romantic planning, but actually when you work hard to have it, it gives you so much of dissatisfaction. Not really so much what was promised. But you come to Krishna, it's like a sugar cane. What do? You bite a sugar cane, what comes out? Nectarian sugar cane. Right? Krishna is like that. You don't need to make so much arrangements. Anybody come to Krishna, pay obeisances, namaskuru, dance in kirtan, chant in kirtan. We see in the temples, little children, they just come, 2 years, 3 years old. They see the Lord and they're like, kirtan is going on. They're like dancing up and down. Man-manā, bhava, mad-bhakto, mad-yājī, namaskuru. They're infatuated. Right? In Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada says, I would like to say a few things on this verse. Right? Prabhupada says, first of all, man-manā means we have to understand everyone in this world has an identity of who they think they are and who do they belong to. Everyone thinks, I'm some party. I'm this Samaj, I'm that Samaj, I'm this country, I'm that country, I'm this, I'm that. We've actually, everyone Prabhupada says has taken so many designations. And that is the absorption. And based on who we identify with our designations, our thoughts will always linger over those aspects. If I think I'm a Marwadi, what is the Marwadi Samaj thinking about me? What's happening? Based on your designation, you will be thinking. If I'm a Bengali, if I'm a South Indian, what is the world about me? Every designation creates absorption. I'm a businessman, creates absorption. I'm so and so, creates absorption. Right? Every designation creates absorption. So we have so many absorptions. So where do we have absorption for Krishna then? How can you do man-manā? You cannot, because the mana has already gone to so many places. My work, my identity, my own body, my extended self or family. Our consciousness is busily thinking about all the other things, right? So Prabhupada says, first of all, we need to understand the first principle in the Gita, that I am not the body, I am the soul. I am spirit, I am not matter. All these designations are for the vehicle. We are all sitting in the vehicle. So these designations, what we are thinking, this is only of the vehicle, right? But we are the drivers. The driver is the soul, right? So Prabhupada says the first thing is to understand I am the passenger in this vehicle and I have a journey to make. And what is the journey I need to make? If you sit in a vehicle, the driver will ask you, sir, where should I take you? Yes? Can you sit in a vehicle and not have a destination? So when we are sitting in the vehicle of this body, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? That is the question, right? So Prabhupada says the duty of the passenger is to reach Krishna. Soul wants to reach Krishna. That is the journey of the jiva. So when we identify ourselves as the driver, the spirit soul, then this verse becomes important. Well, for those who don't want to drive to Krishna, they're already driven by Maya. He says, for them this man-manā will not be meaningful. But someone who wants to pursue, so man-manā is one who wants to reach Krishna. Right? So the first thing, so that is the duty. Man-manā. Then you think of Krishna. If you understand we are spirit souls, then our duty is to connect to Krishna. And how do you connect to Krishna? Then the need of Krishna will come in life. But if we are absorbed in our designations, the need of Krishna will not come. Right? So Prabhupada says, so man-manā, you think of Krishna. But how should you think of Krishna? Bhava mad-bhakto. We should think of Krishna in Bhakti. That means in love. Not like Kamsa, not like any other thing. You should think of Krishna in loving mood. How do you, if you love somebody, you think of them in a very fond way, right? And when you love somebody, naturally, what do you want to do? You want to devote some duties, right? So, mad-yājī. The moment you love Krishna, then you want to do something for Krishna. Those are your duties. Okay, I would like to offer garlands to Krishna. I would like to offer some bhoga to Krishna. I would like to read about Krishna, speak about Krishna, maybe host a festival for Krishna. So, yājī, worship, right? And to do all this, there has to be respect. Namaskuru. So Prabhupada says, you think of Krishna, but there should be love, there should be duties, and there should be respect. And Prabhupada says, respect means obedience. Obedience to Krishna. Right? What are the four things? Think of Krishna, you should have love, you should have some duties, and you should be respectful. That means in love, these are the important ingredients. If you want to love somebody, then you have that mood to serve them, right? If somebody is offering something and having expectation from you in return, that's not being in love, even though they may be doing so much austerity. Like you go to a restaurant, the person is making so many arrangements. You don't praise the chef and praise the waiter. Aap mere liye itna kiye. Anyone says that? Aap mere liye udhar se idhar aa gaye. Anybody glorifying the chef or the restaurant waiter? Why? Because it is business, it is not love. But same thing, imagine someone loves you in family. There is a cook, but they cook for you. Then you feel, oh, imagine Krishna Prabhu cooks for his family. Will they not say, Are, kya ho gaya bhai? You cook to make us happy? They will remember it so many times, put it on WhatsApp, put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook. पूरे दुनिया को ऐलान हो जाएगा कृष्णा प्रभु ने कुकिंग किया है करके. Yes or no? But every day somebody is cooking for them. Will that be put on Facebook? So Krishna says, think of Krishna in love. So whatever you do with Krishna, it should be out of love. When you chant Hare Krishna, it should be out of love. My dear Lord, I want to make you happy. Right? I want to make you happy. I sit for a Tuesday class. What is my intent? Krishna, you have fun. I will come. I want to make you happy. You like me to come home. I will sing for you, Krishna. So Krishna feels love. When you feel love towards Krishna, Krishna feels it. When you feel boredom, Krishna feels it. You're bored of me. Like in a conversation, when you're having a long discussion and suddenly the person starts yawning, you understand the conversation is over. Or maybe, in the heat of the discussion, they look at the watch. They're not interested in the discussion. Anytime happened with you? People are courteous. Right? Isn't it? So you do realize. So your thinking of Krishna should be in love. And love means there should be some duties. I love you, Krishna, but I have no time for you the whole day. Then where are the duties? Right? So we should have duties. We do some chanting, we do some reading, we do some seva. We should. Right? And respect. There should be respect. Oh, my dear Krishna, you're so wonderful. And be obedient. Prabhupada said that is the mood of man-manā bhava mad-bhakto. mad-yājī, namaskuru. Māmi-vaishi satyam te pratijani priyosime. Right? So this is one understanding how Prabhupada speaks, that think of Krishna but with a mood of love, duties and respect should be there in that aspect. And then Prabhupada says in another presentation, Prabhupada says that man-manā, he says to think of Krishna, we have to become a devotee of Krishna. Unless you become a devotee of Krishna, very difficult to think of him. Yes, but because we don't have love, we need to put effort. So if you think of Krishna, we'll develop love, and if you have love, we'll think of Krishna. Right? So I just made some nice notes of what Prabhupada said. I'll share with you so that I don't miss those points. Man-manā. Yeah. So Prabhupada says that man-manā bhava mad-bhakto, mad-yājī, namaskuru. So these are very simple activities which everyone can do of worshipping the Lord and paying obeisances. All of us know how to pay obeisances, right? The men do sastanga and the Matajis do panchanga. But we all pay obeisances, which is actually surrendering to Krishna in love. Surrendering to Krishna. So Prabhupada says that These are very simple things and anybody can do it. Krishna has made it very easy to be able to offer him love, right? And there again, Prabhupada says, if you have to think of Krishna and become a lover, you need to take help of the parampara by reading and hearing. And then what happens if you do it? He says, the verse here, Mam ivaishyasi yuktvaivam. Mam ivaishyasi yuktvaivam. What is the meaning of Mam ivaishyasi yuktvaivam? Absorbed. Absorbed. If you do this, you will become absorbed. Atmanam mad-parayanaha. Right? So the aspect, the Shastra says that all of us have intense love for Krishna, but we have forgotten and it has become misplaced. Right? We have intense love for Krishna, but we have forgotten and it has become misplaced into so many material aspects. But all the places where we are trying to offer our love, it does not make us satisfied. Does it make us satisfied? Any place where you offer love and you're completely content? I found it. Right? No. Nowhere in the world there is something which can completely satisfy our loving aspirations. Prabhupada says, no one. Uh, whether it's family, whether it's society, whether it's country, whether it's anyone. We don't feel satisfied. Right? It is more of struggle for existence. I need to be with it. Because we have that propensity towards Krishna. Yuktva atmanam matparayanaha. So Prabhupada is giving a very interesting point. He said, everyone loves his body. Everyone loves his body. One aspect of Atma is the body. Why do we love our body? We love our family because it is connected to the body. We love our country because we are born in this land. Because this body is born in India, इसलिए मेरा भारत महान. But थोड़ा सा मिस करके दूसरे कंट्री में पैदा हो जाता तो वो कंट्री महान. क्यों महान? क्योंकि मैं जन्म लिया हूं. So whatever is connected to my body is wonderful. Right? So the pivot actually comes to the body. So now the question is, why do we have so much love for our body? Why do we have so much love for our body? Yes. Okay, but then why do we have love for the body? Okay, that's definitely a good explanation. I'm looking for a little more. Yes. Okay. We love our body? Raise your hand if you love your body. Right? Okay. So we are at least on one page. Right? Yes, I think nice aspects that why we love ourselves, as Prabhu said, because we identify ourselves with the body. That's true. But still, I want to get that aspect of we love the body. We love ourselves so much that for our protection, for our aspects, we are ready to do whatever is required. We were ready to defend whatever is required to protect ourselves. Why are we so enthusiastic? Right? You all know the answer, but I'm just kind of expecting it in a particular way of understanding the way Prabhupada explained. Why do we love the body? Okay, right? To live long. Yes, to live long.
Because we feel through our body, all the five sensory organs are from the body, are connected to the body.
Yes.
We experience the world through the body.
Yes. Yes. So we want to live long. We experience through the body, through the senses. Okay. What else? What else? What? We're in this world because of the body. Okay. Okay. Yes. We have the ego that we're the body. So we love our body. Yes. They're able to perform so many things because the body has utility for the soul. Because the body has utility for the soul. That's why we love the body. Makes sense what I'm saying? It is giving me some benefit. Just like this house is important for me. Why? So this house gives me so many facilities for eating, sleeping, living, so many things. Body is giving, yeah. So why we love the body? Huh? It's a jail for the soul. it's, it's like putting the soul in the jail. It's not the home. But yes, are you able to get my point? We love the body because the body is giving us facilities for the soul. That means whom do you love? The soul. Make sense? Whom do you love? The soul. You love the body because the body is giving you facility. If the body didn't give facility, it's like, if there's a dead body, who will keep it? Who will keep it? Even if it's the most loved one. No, because the soul is out. So actually, whom do you love? The soul. The soul. Now my question. Why do we love the soul? Why do we love the soul? Yes, that means whom do we really love? Krishna. Because we love Krishna and we are part and parcel of Krishna, we have love for ourselves. And because we have love for the part and parcel, we have love for the body. Just get this, just to first get this point, then we'll get the question. Are you able to get the whole discussion Prabhupada is saying? Because we love Krishna, we love ourselves because we are part and parcel of Krishna. And because we love ourselves and body is facilitating this self, we love our body. And now this body is being facilitated in this country, in this house, in this family, in these relationships, so I love all of them. So Prabhupada says, Atmanam mat-parayana, actually the soul only loves Krishna. Atmanam, Prabhupada says, that actually means we actually only love Krishna. We have forgotten. But our love is only for Krishna, and that is being reflected through so many other identifications. But the love we have is for the point that Prabhupada is saying is love for Krishna is not something you have to develop. It is already there. You have to just uncover it. Jैसे we give this example, no, यादाश्त खो जाती है तो people forget the relationships. But because the यादाश्त खो गई doesn't mean relationships have gone. The moment the memory is back, one will cry in love for the loved ones. So Prabhupada is saying, Love for Krishna is already in the heart. And because that love for Krishna is not being directed to Krishna, but is directed to so many other identifications and things, we are so dissatisfied. The moment it goes back to the original, we will become content. Why are we not content in this life? Because our love is misdirected. We are loving so many things in this world. We think if I love this person, if I love this aspect, I'll be happy. But none of the love that we are trying will make us satisfied. No love in this world will make us satisfied. Because the experience of actual love with Krishna is unlimited. And how will the limited aspects? And in reality, who is really having that mood of love? Everybody is having a mood of transaction. In this world, everybody is busy looking for their own satisfaction. So where do they love? You satisfy me in some way, I satisfy you in some way, we will mutually satisfy and stay together. It is no love. It's only when the great souls come, you can experience love. Because they don't have any agenda. Like Prabhupada, he is sacrificing in his old age with heart attacks to go to America and preach Krishna consciousness. What is his motivation? Why is an old man with 2 heart attacks going to America? Because of love. He cannot keep himself in Vrindavan because he loves Krishna and Krishna wants him to go spread this message. So Prabhupada's activities is motivated by unlimited love for his Guru and for Krishna. Right? So the point Prabhupada is saying is we have originally love for Krishna. And that love is being misdirected. That's why we're dissatisfied. The moment you again direct it to man-manā, bhava, mad-bhakto, mad-yājī, namaskuru, we will immediately become happy. Right? We'll take Prabhu's question. One who gives me satisfaction, he's great. One who makes me unhappy is not great. You massage my false ego, you make me happy, you're wonderful. You give me feedback and show shortcomings, you're not so wonderful. The reflection of the world is completely of what makes me happy. I love my body, you do good to my body, I love you also. You don't make me feel good about myself, why will I love you? So our conception of people's greatness and all the other things is dependent on how we exchange. Right? Like today they say this country is so good and this country is not good. Why? There's no objectivity to it. It's a subjective reality. Right? Everyone has a subjective reality. Right? We love our family, we don't love the neighbors. Why? Because this family is mine, they make me happy, they make me give all those things. The neighbors don't give me. It's all about with my body, who is giving me satisfaction. We love our body. Anybody makes us happy, we love them. They frustrate us, whoever they may be, we will hate them. We don't care for anyone. Only when you understand yourself to be Krishna's lover, then you work back in pure love, you love everyone. Why? Because when you see everyone as Krishna's servants, then you will love them. Why? Because if I love him, Krishna is happy. Make sense? So then you love everybody. When you have pure love, when you have love for Krishna, you love everyone. Prabhupada is ready to sacrifice himself for Americans whom he didn't know. How could he sacrifice for people he didn't know? We can sacrifice for people whom we know, but how can we sacrifice for people whom we don't know? Why? Yes. I love Krishna and Krishna will be happy if I make them devotees. So they are also Krishna's part and parcel. They are also my relationships in Goloka Vrindavan, but they have forgotten, they have come here. So when we are awakened in love with Krishna, then what Krishna Prabhu said, we will not have this discrimination. Then we will be kind to, yes, like we have all trying to become devotees. Then you see everyone is a potential person to become a devotee. We encourage everyone to be Krishna conscious, right? But on a material designation, if you think and motivate, we will have so much of discrimination. Right? So Prabhupada explains this aspect, Atmanam Matparayanaha. So we have love for Krishna. So the aspect of bhakti is to revive this love. We don't have to create this loving propensity, it is already there. We only have to move it from the place we have misplaced it. Right? So one may say, if I worship Krishna, then will my life go on? अगर मैं पूरा समय कृष्ण को लव करने में लगा दूं तो फिर मेरा जीवन चलेगा? I have so many other duties, I have so many other responsibilities. Right? That is the biggest excuse why we don't want to love Krishna. That means Prabhupada says we don't know who is Krishna. We don't know who is Krishna. Krishna says, Ananyaschinta yanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahami. Krishna says, you become my devotee, you practice Krishna consciousness, and I will take care of what you have and provide what you lack. That means if you engage yourself only in loving me, everything I will take care. You trust Krishna? Raise your hand if you trust Krishna. Now, Prabhupada gives an argument, gives a discussion. Krishna is giving oxygen. Krishna is giving grains. Krishna is giving water, even for those who are not devotees. Everyone is working hard, but if Krishna did not create all the wealth and all the resources, would they be able to have happiness with them? Who is supplying all these necessities? Krishna. So Krishna is giving for those who are not even bothered about him, and those who spend their lives to love Krishna, serve Krishna, Krishna will not take care of them. Is that logical? Krishna is taking care of everyone who is not a devotee. And if I become a devotee, Krishna will not take care of me. Does that work? Right? That means we don't know who is Krishna. We don't have faith in Krishna. We don't know his vibhutis. Right? It's something like, if I am able to make a relationship with the Prime Minister of India, and imagine he's going to stay for 50 years. If I spend all my time making a contact, a relationship with the most influential person in the country, and don't do anything else, is it a good deal? Yes or no? You make a relationship with the Prime Minister of India who has all influence, and for 50 years he's in post. We're not removing him. What do you think? Is that a good program? और क्या? वो बोलेगा, अंकल या भाई यहाँ पे 1000 एकड़ दे दो. इधर कुछ बनवाना है, टेंडर पास करा दो. Somebody who is a owner of, like, if the government wants to do something, how much effort? Right? So Prime Minister of India is influential, you agree? If you spend time making a relationship with him, everything will be done. But he's not going to stay 50 years, by the way. Right? But what about Krishna? Krishna is Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. He's the source of everything. And his post and position will go away? Anyone will take his post and position? And if you spend all your life developing a relationship and reviving your love, are you wasting your time? You are the only person who is utilizing your time. All the other people are wasting time because all the other efforts they put the factor of time will delete it. The factor of time will delete it. You cannot hold anything with yourself. Your wealth, your health, your beauty, your charisma, your prestige, everything will be washed away. So everybody who's putting efforts is only wasting their time, Prabhupada says. The only person who is engaged in loving Krishna is the intelligent person. So Prabhupada gives an argument that it's because we don't know Krishna, we don't think about him. Right? We don't know what Krishna has in store for us. We are convinced about having a relationship with the Prime Minister, but not sure about Krishna. Right? That means at least our faith has to raise to understanding Krishna is more influential, at least more than the Prime Minister. All of us need to do that homework. But yes, we need to read and hear, that's why Prabhupada says. So Prabhupada says the only problem is we have not decided to love Krishna. There is no other problem. The only problem in this world is we haven't made up our mind. We haven't made up our mind to love Krishna as the number one personality. Definitely he's in the list. But as you all know, in the checklist, only the top few get done. The others are always in the waiting list. So I think many times Krishna may be in the waiting list. Then our happiness and fulfillment also goes into the waiting list. So Prabhupada says, actually, there's a beautiful lecture. I'll share you this lecture. It's a question answers. And Prabhupada is really convincing, very convincing. Right? Prabhupada says, somebody asked a question to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, many times people come to Krishna consciousness and after some time they do not appear again. They deviate. So then Prabhupada says, what is the reason? He said, now they have fallen into love with someone else. They have deviated their object of love. That's all. That is the reason. Right? So he says, if we fix our consciousness and mind on loving Krishna, then we are there. Krishna takes responsibility of taking care of us through and through. Prabhupada, an old man with no money, and today ISKCON estates and properties all over the world. Yes, I don't want to estimate on the record. Maybe. Maybe. Not 1200 temples. But the point that Prabhupada is making, Prabhupada said, I'm an old man, and all that you are doing, all that I am doing is chanting Hare Krishna, going on the street, distributing prasadam, distributing the books. We are only doing Krishna's work. Nothing else. So as devotees, we may be doing our family work. We may be doing our business work. We may be doing everything. But we are lovers of Krishna. How? How we are lovers of Krishna? Because just like a person works in a job to make the boss happy. But why is he making the boss happy? A person working in office, a family man, is working hard to make the boss happy. Why? Why do employees work hard? And why do you want to earn that money? Yes, because you love your family. You're working hard in the business, but because you love your family in the heart. That's why you're working hard. Yes. Yes. The Prabhupada says that's what should happen. You may work hard, take care of your family, take care of the society. It's because I want to love Krishna. That objectivity, that aspect needs to be brought in. So it's not that the devotee may be doing so many things, but why is he doing it? Why is she doing it? What is driving? the aspect. If it's love for Krishna, we are in the place. If it's not, it's going to be a different trajectory. It's going to be a different trajectory. So Prabhupada says, the only discerning aspect in life is we choosing to love Krishna. This is a discerning choice we have to make in our life. Do we want to love Krishna? And the day we make a choice and keep Krishna on rank 1. So all of us as devotees, you put Krishna on rank 1 and design your life. That is man-manā bhava, mad-bhakto, mad-yājī, namaskuru. And what does Krishna says? Atmanam mad-parāyanam. You'll surely come to me. Or he'll say, you're already there with me. You're always there. And Krishna gives full assurance. Anybody, it's like, you love somebody. Will they not reciprocate? Like you love your family. The family reciprocates. And everybody wants to love, by the way. Nobody can be happy without loving. If you have nobody to love, they'll bring a dog and serve the dog. Because you have to love somebody. Without loving, you cannot be happy. Now the only question is, who should be that object of love? He said that object of love is Krishna. He's already the object of love. We just need to bring it to the forefront and design our lives. So this is Kartik month, the most auspicious month of Srimati Radhika. And Srimati Radharani is the source of love. And this month, we can intensify our loving attachment for Krishna. How? Yes, you're right. Srimati Radhika is the abode of love. All love, she is the reservoir. And all of us, what do we want to do? What do we want? Love for Krishna. Raise your hand if you're discerning to love Krishna. Yes, everybody wants to love Krishna. So now loving Krishna is nice. But then Srimati Radharani need to bless you. Huh? Radharani khushi hobe. Then kaj hoi jabe. Yes. So Kartik month is the time Mother Radharani is in charge of Kartik. So in this month, if we perform devotional service, increase our devotional service towards Kanha, towards Krishna. We may not have that love. We may not have that attachment, but if we make some effort to serve Krishna more in this month, she acknowledges. With a prayer to her, my dear Srimati Radharani, I would like to offer this devotional service so that I can become a lover of your lordships. And this month is the month you can become a billionaire. How many of you want to be a billionaire? Raise your hands. I'm raising, I don't want. If I have you, then no problem. Without mehnat ho jayega. I only make relationships. You have billion, no problem. You want to become, how many of us want to become a trillionaires? You say, Prabhu ji, क्यों फेंक रहे हैं? कोई नहीं है. You know, Krishna has all. So if you love Krishna, He's there. Actually, if we have Krishna, we have everything. If we don't have Krishna, then everything else we have is only slippery, because that's not actually real. Maya is holding it. Right? It's not real thing. She's going to trouble us with that what we have. That's what happens to people in general. So Kartik is a time, each of us, all the devotees all over, we make some commitments. I would want all of you to think heartfully what commitment for the 1 month for getting blessings of Srimati Radhika and to become a lover.